This program is brought to you by Alpine Bank, celebrating 10 years of community successes.
You're watching Durango TV News. I'm Ashley Dixon. There's no question that the rafting industry took a huge hit when the Plata County Sheriff Sean Smith closed the Animas River after a mine spill dumped heavy metals into the waterway earlier this month. How will they and other businesses impacted by the spill recover their losses? La Plata County Economic Development Alliance Executive Director Roger Zalneraitis provides a summary of recovery efforts underway at an assistance center established at the La Plata County Fairgrounds earlier this week.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Roger Zalneraitis. I'm the director of the Economic Development Alliance, and we're here on location today at the Disaster Assistance Center, a response to the Animas River spill that occurred about a week and a half ago. And I'm going to be interviewing two people, and with me at the moment is Ken Charles of the Department of Local Affairs. Ken, thanks for being with us today.
Pleasure.
Great. Well, thanks. Can you tell us a little bit about what a Disaster Assistance Center is or what it was modeled on?
Sure. Soon after, and simultaneously a lot of times with response, the recovery process starts. Recovery from disaster. And what they are meant to do is provide assistance to the victims of a disaster all under one roof. So we try and get all the service providers that make sense for that particular event. We have the Department of Agriculture answering questions that agricultural community may have. We have, again, another table with EPA at it, combining with Colorado Department of Health and Environment, answering questions about water quality that people may still have.
Great. And if there's sufficient demand, would it be possible to bring a disaster assistance center back later?
That happens occasionally, and we would identify that specific need, whatever service that would be. You know, and we might anticipate the EPA being asked to help at another time as people get their arms around their losses, maybe a little bit more clear. They might return, and they said they would be open to doing that.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Ken. We really appreciate it today.
You got it.
All right. And I'm now here with Rebecca Broussard from the Environmental Protection Agency. Thank you for being here, Rebecca.
Thanks, I'm glad to be here.
Great, and I understand that you are helping out businesses and employees with an assistance form the EPA has. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes, for people who have been affected by the Gold King mine release, you can fill out the standard form SF95. This is available on the EPA website. There's a link right to it, as well as to some instructions on how to fill it out. The form is originally for car crashes, so some of the wording seems a little off, but don't worry about it. Just fill it out with your information. Economic damages are entirely something you can put on this claim form, and we will do our best to route that through.
Okay, and if a business or an individual comes for the Form 95, what type of information should they bring? They want to say, I've got an economic damage. What type of information should they have?
Sure, so I would say, you know, proof of lost wages, you know, your paycheck didn't come because the river was closed this month, any kind of documentation you might have for property damage, you know, how much was that worth to begin with, anything that was appraised afterwards, any kind of paperwork that you can show that shows that your claim is valid.
Okay, and does that, and you mentioned lost wages, if it's a company's closed, that include lost revenues for a company?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
So you're here right now at the Business Assistance Center Tuesday and Wednesday. Will the EPA continue to have a representative here for Form 95 assistance?
So we won't probably have a dedicated person, but we will have staff here, and we will have people coming through for various public meetings, events, probably hooked on to some other events in the area going forward. And we will absolutely let people know, put that on calendars, and make sure you all know where you can get help.
Great. And that will be on your website? Is that where businesses can go to find out more information about how to get assistance?
We will have a calendar, and at some point, we also have a 1-844 number, which I don't have on the top of my head. You can call that number. It's a toll-free number, and get some help with the claims form.
So it's a 1-844
I know, it sounds a little odd, but it is a toll-free number. It's 1-844, and I always forget the rest of it, but we'll get that to you, and you can let your viewers know.
And one last question, do you have the EPA website where businesses can find out more information?
Yes, if you go to the EPA website, I'm going to say it, it sounds a little odd, it's www.2.epa.gov/Gold King Mine, all one word.
Okay.
On there, there's a link to claims information. It also has that 1-844 number on it.
Great.
The form is on there in a fillable form, and submitting it by email is the best way to go.
Great. Well, thank you, Rebecca. And if you have any questions and you don't remember that website, get us a contact at the Alliance at info@yeslpc.com or 259-1700, and we'll get you directed to their site. Again, thanks, Rebecca, for being with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
Right, take care.
For more about local recovery efforts and economic assistance available to those affected by the spill, visit the Alliance website at yeslpc.com.
This program is brought to you by Alpine Bank, celebrating 10 years of community successes.